Well, good morning and welcome to Nani Notes. You can see outside we've had a few snow days. I'm going inside for this. Um, well, Today we're going to start on our retirement series. We're going to look at some of the recordings that I just have to redo. Um, we're doing Algebra 1 today, writing linear equations. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so we're going to start up here. Well, as your teacher told you, there's a couple different forms there, and we're going to focus. We're going to focus here on slope-intercept form, and again, this corresponds. Oh, let me say that again. This corresponds to section 5.2 in the McDougal-Littel textbook, right there. All right. Now, I'm going to select just a few problems for your convenience. This is number 6 from your text. And we're saying, well, can we write an equation given a point and given a slope? Now, of course, we could use this form. That's the point-slope form. It's just made for that. But we're going to do it using the slope-intercept form. We're going to solve for b. And I guess, first of all, we're just going to do it graphically. Now, let's just suppose you had a piece of graph paper here. And you said, well, I can plot here in the fourth quadrant 5, -5, and I know a slope of -2. I'm looking for integral points down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, or in the reverse direction, up 2, back 1, up 2, back 1. Oh, this is so easy. And you can do this, and you could find right there, you could find your y-intercept doing this. It's kind of fun, but we're going to do it a different way. We're just going to substitute. We're going to take the slope-intercept form. We're going to substitute the 5 for the x, for that value, and for the ordinate, and we'll put in -5 for the y abscissa. Oh, sorry, I had that backwards. And just do a little bit of algebra. And let's add 10 to both sides of the equation. And heavens to Murgatroyds, look at that. You solved for b. And you can now just write the equation. Oh, how did I have this set up? There's your line. Doggone it. Where did I have that? Sorry, guys. I guess I'm really messing this up. There we go. Okay, so there's your equation. Y equals mx plus b. Pretty straightforward. And let's try another one. Again, that was number 6. Let's try number 7. We're given a point, 8, -4. And gosh, I must like that quadrant. And we're given this slope-intercept form. This time we have a fractional slope. And we're not going to do the graphing. We're just going to do the substituting right here. Okay, easy enough. Let's substitute 8 for x and -4 for y. And simplify. And again, yeah, we're giving you easy ones here with easy arithmetic. And we're going to add 6 to both sides of that equation. And again, we've solved for b, the y-intercept. So without even graphing it, we know that we've got an equation that looks like that. A negative slope, again, and a positive y-intercept. You good? Okay. Number 8 in our textbook, or your textbook more appropriately. Ooh, oh, look at this. Hey, we have a positive slope, and we're in the third quadrant, -. Let's give that a shot. Again, we could graph it, but we don't have to. And we're going to go this way. Let's substitute. -3. Oh, this is going to make you a little uncomfortable because now, look at that. We're going to have a fractional, or a mixed number, I guess, if you want to say it that way. -1.5 or -3/2. And now, can you do your arithmetic? You've got to add 3/2 to both sides, or add 1.5 to both sides. And no matter how you do it, you're going to get -9.1/2 for b. And there is your equation. All right, let's keep this momentum going. And now, well, let's suppose we got 2 points. There is remember there is a form of equation called the 2-point form, but we're not going to use that. We're just, we're going to do 2 different things. We're going to first find a slope. Which one's x1, y1? You guys know this. Either one. You pick it. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Let's just make the substitutions. 8 minus 0 over -2 minus -6. And you can see that we have a slope of 2. Could we have done it graphically? Heck yeah. I guess we could have just said -6, 0. Where's that? -6, 0 over there. And we've got -2, 8. It's going to be way up there. And I'm sure that we could have, well, let's grab a line there. We could have figured that out. And we can see it graphically, that we have a slope of +2. Nice. Okay. Now let's see how we're going to go from here. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to move this graph out of the way. Doggone it. I'm getting really rusty in this retirement. So there's my equation. And I'm going to substitute. Which point? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to take -6, 0. And then we'll solve for the b. That I can see very simply that b is going to be 12. And we now know the slope, 2, the y-intercept, +12, y equals 2x plus 12. Hey, this is getting the hang of this. All right, let's try another one. Yikes, we have those fractions, but fractions are our friends. Guys, don't be scared of this. Just do it this way. It's really easy. You're just going to substitute, right? Now you've got -3/4. Now I got to tell you, my students will always get tripped up by this one. They'll say 0, but hang on, that's -3/4 minus 3/4. So it's going to be -6/4, also known as -1 or -3/2, -1.5 over 3. Boy, that's kind of confusing. Can we simplify that? You betcha. We can simplify that to be simply -3/6. And let's see. Now let's take this. I've got -1/2. And I'm going to take one of these points. Solve for b. And what have we got? Ruh-roh, I'm off the screen. Heavens to Murgatroyds, I did it again. So I've got -7/4. Okay, how about here? Now, we could take this and we could figure this out very easily. I could see this graphically. I know what the slope is because I'm going up 1 and over 1, 2, 3. I can see the slope is 1/3 because I've got a rise of 1 and I've got a run of 3. So clearly my slope is 1/3. Now, I could then, there's a really clever way of doing it. I could just say, hey, look, if I'm here at -1, this is up 1/3 over 1. This is up another 1/3. So I can read right from here that this is going to be -1 and 1/3. But let's suppose I want to do it algebraically. Title of this class, after all. I'm going to substitute the values. I'm going to pick this one. Again, I could pick either point. And I'm going to try that. And then I've got 1/3. I'm going to subtract 1/3 from both sides. And my b is -1 and 1/3. And I can just see that from the graph. Number 21 in your textbook. All right, let's do a couple more. Oh, guys, come on. Positive or negative slope? Negative, because you can see the rise is a negative rise. We're going down 3 over 1. That means a slope of -3. And let's say we're going to solve for the b now. Which point do you want to pick? I don't know. I guess I picked this one over here. And let me work that out. And then subtract the 9 from both sides. And I've got my y-intercept. And it makes sense because it looks like it's going to converge down here somewhere. That would be at -7, where it's going to cross the y-axis. Nicely done. All right, that was number 22. Look, we're just to do 2 more and we'll call it good. Oh, the function notation. You guys getting that function notation? Well, just think of it this way. Remember, the x is our input variable and the y is our output variable. You could still think of it this way, x1, y1, just like that. So we're going to find the slope, right? And I can see that I'm going to take, again, I arbitrarily referred to this one as as x2, y2. Personally, I always pick the one to the right meaning the higher ordinate. The higher abscissa, the higher x value. So I'm going to take my 6, right? And then I'm going to subtract that 7. Well, this isn't working well. And then I'm going to take over the difference of the x's, 4, and then I'll take the 2 from here. Oh, that could have gone better. 6 minus 7, -1. And of course, 4 minus 2 is 2. So -1 over 2, or the entire fraction being -1/2. So let's write it in function form. And now we can say, well, in this case, f of 2 is equal to 7. So I'm going to substitute in this way. We'll put the function of 2, value of 2 here. We'll set that equal to 7, and we're going to show, again, just doing our algebra. -1/2 times 2, -1. Let's add 1 to both sides, and we found our y-intercept. And this time, we're going to write it in function form. Hey, that's kind of cool. All right, one more and we'll be done. Okay, again, in function form, let's do our substitution here. And again, I'm going to take, you notice this way, I picked this one to be x1, y1, and this one to be x2, y2. You can choose either one, but again, -4 is a bigger number than -8. So I personally like to have a positive denominator. That's my little hint for the day. So I'm going to take the -8, subtract the -11, over the -4, minus the -8. Watch your integer arithmetic. Subtracting a negative, -8 minus -11 is -8 plus 11. So let's simplify that. That's going to be 3, and -8 minus, or -4 minus a -8 is +4. So it'll be +3/4, or as we'd say on the East Coast, 3/4. You don't say that up here, though. Okay, let's put that down here. 3/4 x plus b in function form, and we're going to make a substitution. I'll take the function evaluated at -4, and that's -8. And another convenience here, 3/4 of -4, -3. Well, that always works out nice. And our intercept is -5. And let's rewrite that in function form. Positive slope, negative y-intercept. And, we're going to call this good. Again, this is section 5.2 in your McDougal Littel textbook. And I hope you found it helpful. There's other equations, but we're using the slope-intercept right now, and we're solving for b. So everybody, you could say welcome back. Yeah, all right, I'm still here, and thank you for watching 90.